What are the chances of Deion Sanders being the next Dallas Cowboys head coach?
Mm. We're going on a scale of 1 to 100, 42%. 42%, and it's only that high because I think Dion, just even by him acknowledging and taking the call, he wants to be a coach in the NFL, and that's probably the best situation. But he still wants Shador. He wants Shador for sure. Shiloh, he says the only way he'll go is they draft both his sons. But if the Cowboys got Shador and they offered him the job, he'd take it. There's no doubt. But the draft um is not lining up with that because
Yeah, they're 12th.
the Cowboys they had an awful season, but they they didn't have awful enough. Um, I'm trying to see how they where do they where do they pick?
They 12th.
Oh man, they picked 12th. What kind of trade would they have to do to to pull off to get into the top three?
I
Um,
think what they would do, honestly, let's say they got
It's
Dion.
not a
I
chance,
think they
man.
would have to trade Tennessee the 12th pick, the first next year, and Dak Prescott. And
yeah.
maybe Tennessee takes it. I don't even know if they would still take it then.
Um, I'm not sure. I don't think they may not have to even trade Tennessee. They probably would have to trade the Giants because the Giants picked third, and I think Dion's going to pull Archie Manning and say my son's not going to Tennessee or Cleveland. So, so
But you think a division rival like the Giants would trade for him? I think Cleveland makes more sense.
Cleveland makes more sense.
No. Hell no, they ain't traded for him.
Cleveland, what would be a bigger kick in the nuts to the Cowboys than to take Dak Prescott, take Dak Prescott from you and your 12th pick and turn your franchise around immediately. Whereas they're going to be starting over with Shador. You know that. So it'll look like you won immediately. Initially it looked like you won by taking the draft, by taking Dak. And by taking Dak, you turn yourself into the Cowboys, and the Cowboys turn themselves into the Giants by making a trade like that. So I think
Nah.
Cleveland. I don't think I think Cleveland would. I almost know Dion's not letting his son go to Cleveland. I almost want to say that he's already been talking about how he that he's not letting certain things happen, and he can do it. I mean, um, Shador does have like another year eligibility. Honestly, doesn't he?
I think he does, yeah.
He has another year of eligibility, and I don't think the agent thing is a thing anymore. So
But do you think even he gets hired, or do you do you think what do you think happens with the Cowboys job?
do I think that Dion that he gets the job?
Yeah, because I'm hearing that what he said was the Cowboys did reach out and that he was honored, but he said he just likes Boulder too much.
That's bullshit. I don't believe nobody likes Boulder too much. It's that's not a thing. People in Boulder don't like Boulder. From Boulder don't like Boulder that much. I just think that right now it would have to be the perfect situation from the league. The Cowboys is the perfect situation for him to leave and go. If they got Shador, they were able to draft Shador. he would take the job for sure. I don't think that he's going to take it though,
Now,
because they're not going to have Shador, and it's just too complicated of a situation for his first NFL coaching gig, and to be dealing with Jerry like that. I don't think he wants to do that. I think he wants to be. He would have to have a conversation with Jerry, like, Jerry, you're not gonna be punking me like you did McCarthy. I ain't going for it, and I think that would stop Jerry from hiring him too.
Okay, so I heard that he's not going to take this job. And every interview I watched with Deion, they would always ask him about the NFL, and he's like, I think those he would say those players that are way too rich to listen to me and for me to put up with that. So I actually want to take Deion's word on that. Now I get it. If his son is at a certain location, that could always change your mind. But I really think it's a bad fit because he's too alpha and Jerry Jones is too alpha.
But Jerry, you ain't gonna have to deal with Jerry in nothing but about 2 more years, bro. Then Jerry, I mean, Lord forgive me, but
I mean, I don't know. As old as he is mentally there. Like, he makes a lot of sense when I hear him talk. So it's I don't know. I think maybe Jerry's got another 6-7 years.
I don't know, man. Jerry,
So,
I know. Damn, I don't want to say it. He's aging like milk, though. He's aging like milk. He's 80 something. He looks 100 and something.
yeah. But all that matters is how you are mentally at that age, and he's there. Like, it's not like he's Joe Biden out there where like he just looks lost. Like,
but that happened just like that.
that is true. That is true.
Just like that with Jerry. Some of these things that Jerry is doing making me believe that he's that is happening. I'm going all in the all in that he put out there. That makes me think that he's not all there anymore, man. So I just don't. I don't know. I don't think Deion wants that kind of pressure going to the NFL, because here's the thing: once you go to the NFL, everything else is a downgrade. So I think Deion, he wants that to be his final step. He's gone high school. He never even was a head coach in high school. He was a coordinator in high school. Then he was head coach at Jackson State, head coach at Colorado. The next step that he makes possibly is another coaching job in college instead
like
of
a Florida State.
Yeah. So I think that his last frontier is a NFL coaching job, and I don't think he wants to blow it going to the Cowboys right now when he's not ready and he doesn't have the team to make him successful.
Okay. Well, Jerry will be 83 when the next season rolls around.
That's
So
it.
he's 83 in October. So
I thought it was 89, bro.
but but to me, like I said, I think it's a bad fit because I think both of them are alphas. And the minute it goes bad on the field, all that media coverage, everything, it's gonna be Jerry said this, Deion said that, and then they might clash and they would get ugly. So I even if Shadur's there, I think it's a bad environment. It's a bad atmosphere, in my opinion. I think it's better off this doesn't happen. But I think the best thing for Deion right now is the next time Florida State's job is open, go get it, because you're never going to win a national title at Colorado. It's just way too hard of a recruiting area to get like constant 5 stars consistently. If you go to Florida State is one of those schools that we always talk blue bloods, but if I can name 15 blue bloods, Florida State, in my opinion, would be one of them. He went there. The best talent in the country is in the South. So to me, I think that would be perfect. Like he said, He doesn't want to deal with rich folks and have them trying to listen to him because they're likely going to listen less. So I think that the next head coach from the Cowboys, from what I'm hearing, is either Deion or Jason Witten. And Jason Witten, to me, does not give me alpha vibes. He looks like a guy that would listen to Jerry. And
Yeah,
at the end of the day, that's what Jerry wants. And it's why the Cowboys are hopeless and lost. I really don't know. Even this situation with Mike McCarthy, right? He literally said, Jerry said, we're going to make this work. We're going to, he didn't fire him right after the season. Apparently, they couldn't come to terms. And so his contract was up. So he's like, all right, whatever. We can't come to terms. All right. I guess we'll look for next head coach. And I heard it was a year thing where I think the Cowboys probably were extending him another year, and he wanted obviously multiple years. But it just shows you how unorganized Jerry and the Cowboys are. Like, what are you doing? Like, and the issue with that, somebody pointed it out, and I realized they cannot even interview now Ben Johnson, Aaron Glenn, and some of these coaches are coaching right now until like the title games. Meanwhile, for example, your Saints have already interviewed Aaron Glenn. The Patriots have already interviewed Ben Johnson. So it's like while they were over here BSing around with Mike McCarthy, not having a decision, they literally missed out on a chance to interview all these other candidates. So the Patriots have already hired a new coach. Like, what are the Cowboys doing? Like, they are unorganized. Jason Witten's the guy because he's gonna listen. And Jason Witten isn't going into the best situation. I mean, like, what's he gonna do different there? So I don't know. The
what
Cowboys
experience does he have besides I played here to
he
deserve
doesn't.
He
to
the only
lead
ex-
Cowboys?
the only experience he has is coaching a high school football team. I think he's been doing that like the last 4 seasons. So
I did that shit, man. Hire me, Gary. Well, I'll listen, Gary. On God, I'll listen.
That
On
was a
God,
funny
I'll
reaction. But yeah, I don't know. The Cowboys are just doing what Cowboys do. They're gonna continue being like this until Jerry resigns or does whatever, which will never happen until
just
he
say
dies.
it, man, until he dies,
Until he
man.
does, yeah, because he said
Nobody
this
want
is
to say it, but you're right.
this is what Jerry he's so stubborn about the Cowboys. I don't understand why he wants to control. Who's going to have the control once you die, Jerry? It's going to be your son. So just it's still the family name. Go let your son try something. You can still be a fan and sit in the box, and all you're doing is, if anything, you're giving yourself less stress by not making these decisions. But he's obviously a control freak. So the Cowboys, man, they're hopeless. Jason Witten will be the next head coach. And honestly, I think it's a better idea than Deion, because I think they would only clash because they're two alphas. So maybe Jason Witten's better, but he's not going to win you anything either. So yeah, that's all I got to say about this situation. The Cowboys will be the Cowboys.
Let me
I,
tell you why. I know y'all don't have kids. Let me tell you why he won't just sit back and let his son do it. Jerry knows his kids, bro. Jerry knows his kids. I have 6 of them.
Or is he just a control freak?
That too. But Jerry knows his kids, right? I would love to leave things to my kids, but like I said, I have 6 of them, and I know what they're all good at. So my second youngest daughter, I tell everybody, if something happens to me and their mom, she's in charge. She's gonna make sure all the business get handled and all of that. And my second to oldest son, he's the executor. He's gonna make sure everything gets done. She'll make sure she knows what needs to be done. He'll make sure it gets handled. I think that Jerry just thinks that his son isn't capable. He thinks he's better at it than his son is right now. He said, even in my old age, I'm better at it than him. And I'm not giving it to him to mess up while I'm still here. So I think that it's only normal for everyone to think that he just needs to give it to his son. He's there. He's right there with you every day. But obviously, Jerry doesn't trust his son.
that's what happened. That's what happened with Al Davis, man, with the Raiders.
Yep. And look how that's turning out.
As far as this goes, man, I don't think Deion Sanders is not going to be the Cowboys head coach. When I heard about it, I wasn't entertaining at all about it because Dion already spoke about it, and I wasn't surprised that the Cowboys contacted Dion about the job. Like Dion, he's pretty made his decision before all of this happens. You know, he wants to stay in college. He has no plans coaching in the NFL if he could coach his sons. But I just don't see that happening because there's no way the Cowboys are gonna move up in the draft to go get Shador. And I just don't see that happening at all. And you already gave Dak all that money already, so you know you do that, you're gonna shake a lot of things up in the NFL drafting Shador Sanders, and people's gonna question what's gonna happen with Dak. So I just don't see it happening at all. No, I don't think it's gonna be Jason Witten. I think what the Cowboys will probably do though is bring like a successful NFL coach, I guess you would say, a successful NFL coach, bring Jason Witten in as possibly as an assistant because he has no damn experience in the NFL. And I think as old as Jerry is right now, Jerry, he wants to win. He wants to win now. He ain't gonna wait for no 5 year, 6 year process. He ain't got no time to wait for that. He wants to win now. So my ideal thing I would suggest is that I think it would be somebody like a Pete
That's
Carroll
why I was thinking.
who's been successful. He's actually only had one losing season when he was with Seattle. He's had success in college also. He's taken the year off, and I think Pete Carroll is a good coach, and I think he would fit well with the Dallas Cowboys. As far as anybody else, I just don't see it. You could see, possibly an Aaron Glenn, Ben Johnson. Um, I heard Kellen Moore, but I think the ideal head coaching position for the Dallas Cowboys, it's gonna be Pete Carroll. Normally, the Cowboys they go with those high profile names. If you look at the head coaches that they have hired, and I think it's gonna be a high profile name, a successful NFL coach. I don't think it's gonna be anybody. And if it's a young guy, it's gonna be the one of the biggest names in the off season, like somebody like a Ben Johnson. I just don't see anything else outside of that.
Where's Jared Glanville?
Jerry Glanville.
Yeah, bring Jerry Glanville ass to Dallas, man. That'll be hilarious. That'll be
Ooh, he's like Jerry's age.
yeah, he is. and Jerry be like, yeah, I mean, yeah, I know Jerry Glanville. Yeah, bring him in. He's a great coach.
All right, man. Let's go to our last topic for tonight.